Congresswoman Liz Cheney taunted her top political enemy, former President Donald Trump, in a tweet after Mr. Trump and his spokeswoman both attacked Ms. Cheney last week. Sharing a photo of former President George W. Bush, who also found himself a target of Mr. Trump's criticism last week, Ms. Cheney quipped on Sunday, "I like Republican presidents who win re-election." The tweet was the latest in a back and forth that erupted last week when Mr. Trump rebuked his predecessor, Mr. Bush, for endorsing the daughter of his former vice president, Dick Cheney, as she attempts to fend off a Trump-backed primary challenge that Mr. Trump is supporting. Mr. Trump is using the opportunity to try to exact revenge against Republicans who broke with the party and supported his impeachment after the attack on the U.S. Capitol. Mr. Trump originally fired off a statement on Wednesday accusing Mr. Bush of being a rhino, meaning Republican in name only, and criticizing him for launching the U.S. invasions of both Iraq and Afghanistan. Rhino former President George W. Bush and his flunky Karl Rove are endorsing warmongering and very low polling, Liz Cheney. Bush is the one who got us into the quicksand of the Middle East and, after spending trillions of dollars and killing nearly 1 million people, the Middle East was left in worse shape after 21 years than it was when he started his stupidity, Mr. Trump said. His spokeswoman, Liz Harrington, upped the attacks on Twitter the same day by sharing a bizarre photoshopped image of Ms. Cheney with Mr. Bush's face superimposed over her own. Ms. Cheney has been one of Mr. Trump's most vocal opponents in the Republican Party since the 6th of January attack on the U.S. Capitol. She now faces a primary challenge from trial attorney Harriet Hageman, a former supporter of the Congresswoman and failed 2018 gubernatorial candidate who came in third place in the state's GOP primary that year. In addition to voting for impeachment, the Wyoming Congresswoman is one of 2 Republican members remaining on the House's Select Committee to investigate the 6th of January Capitol riot. Ms. Cheney is the vice chair of the committee. Story continues in an interview with CNN earlier this month. Ms. Hageman echoed the false claims Mr. Trump has made about widespread fraud taking place during the 2020 election and declined to say whether she believed that President Joe Biden was the legitimate winner. Mr. Trump has warred with the wing of the GOP represented by Mr. Bush and other members of his administration since before taking office in 2017, and famously battled with Mr. Bush's brother Jeb Bush, former governor of Florida, on stage during debates in the 2016 Republican primary over the U.S. invasions of Iraq and Afghanistan. Ms. Cheney has suffered politically for opposing the former president's false claims regarding the 2020 election and was earlier this year ousted from her position as House Republican Conference Chair in a vote that led to Rep. Elise Stefanik of New York claiming the role.